To be the Marquis or to be the man. The Woodbridge Chronicles, Book 1. Written by Rachel Martigan. Narrated by Rachel Martigan. Prologue, 1807. Charlotte, Charlotte, now where has that girl gone? Charlotte giggled noiselessly, shaking a little in her hiding spot, seated behind one of the thick brocade curtains in the library. She loved her governess, Miss Duncan, who, though stern occasionally, was more often friendly than she was not. Charlotte did not usually leave her lessons in the way that her sisters did, staying late in bed or heading out to the fields for long walks in nature. But today her father had the most glorious book delivered to the house, Belinda by Maria Edgeworth. Charlotte had picked it up quite by accident, and then found herself enthralled by it. She just could not help it. Charlotte knew that she simply had to find out what happened to Belinda, and who she would marry, and if Lady Delacour would ever be healed. She turned another page as she heard the governess leave the room, presumably to return to the nursery, where their lessons were usually held. Lavinia and Eleanor were probably there already, if they had not decided to leave their lessons as well today. Charlotte would not be entirely surprised if they had, for those two could be quite naughty. Maybe she should come out. Miss Duncan would probably get very upset if no one came to her lessons. Miss Duncan. Charlotte strained her ears, trying to work out who was at the doorway. What are you doing? I am looking for Charlotte, Miss Duncan said, very stiffly and far too politely. Charlotte frowned, trying to work out exactly who Miss Duncan would be so careful with. She was so friendly to Charlotte and Eleanor, and even Lavinia, who could be quite prickly in the mornings. There would be no need for Miss Duncan to be so stiff with any of the servants, and she had never been so careful in her words with Charlotte's parents either, and they were her employers. Her parents never sought out such servile behaviours in those that served them. They always said that being born to the nobility was not an excuse to act meanly to those who were of a lower station, for they believed that it was a simple, yet lucky accident of fate, that had placed them in so good a position in society, while others were not. "Have you forgot your station?" the man ground out. "Sorry, my lord," Miss Duncan said, even icier and more formal, adding his title as a sign of respect that Charlotte was almost certain her governess did not feel for him. "I'm just so very concerned for the girl that I forgot."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?